Hi guys, wow, finally I'm here. I'm so sorry I'm so late. It's 9:45 here in the UK. I got home from work at like 4:45, so I didn't do that many steps. 7,361. You can see my waves have filled up to about 3/4 because 10,000 fills it, by the by. So I had a good day at work. We weren't terribly busy. The weather was horrible. It's going to be worse tomorrow. Yes, so I did a bit. Well, I did my job all day, but you know, I wasn't run off. Excuse me, wasn't rushed off my feet. And then when I got home, I wanted to start Merry and Minty, which is the Brenda Gervais Sal on her Facebook page. Part 4 released today. It is squinky and gorgeous. If you're going to go and look it up, you need to download part 1 and part 4, because part 1 is all the threads list and everything, and part 4 is the full pattern. It's gorgeous. I want to get on with it right now. I think I've got a leftover piece. I'm going to do my usual. Here I go and reach. When I stitched this for my daughter, which is Elegant Squid, which is an ink circles, I used opalescent, there we go, opalescent Laguna. It's 28 count, it's fantastic. Might be 32 count, not entirely sure. Anyway, I've got the rest of this piece, possibly a skinny bit and the rest of the piece. I think I got a 15 by 19, that normal size cut is what I got. Yay. Ink circles. Needs to be framed. I do have a frame. I think I might have trodden on the frame. Frame might need fixing. It was just a cheap frame from Dunelm. Anyway, so I want to get the opalescent Ada from the actual drawer I keep some of my fabrics in, and I pulled out the floss list, and I wanted to pull from stash some floss, which I have done. But my goodness, did I do a job. Those of you who've watched all of these will remember vividly, probably, and have small nightmares about the Floss Box of Doom. The Floss Box of Doom, sorry, I'm just going to... The Floss Box of Doom is no more. And I recorded it, and I've processed the video and I sped it up to 6.5 times, took the volume off and then voiced over what it was basically doing. So I'm not going to upload it yet because I'm in the form of Flossmas, but it's there and ready for when we do want to watch it. So this is my floss box of Not Doom. Here's the result of my labours. It took me an hour and a half. I've got cheap and nasties, I've got odd stitches, you know when you need 1 or 2 stitches of something and you just need to pull one. A bit of skin, a cheek, a nose. 3 stitches of a nice gold colour for a beak, you know. And then there's the slightly larger quantities, and then there's all the cotton pearls. And then I have a box, and my box is, this isn't a massive spoiler because we all knew what it looked like before. I've got anchors at the bottom, I've got DMC variations here, I've got my couple of very posh silks and that horrible diamond that I hate. My weeks dye works here, I've got quite a few weeks now, and in here are Gentle Arts and the couple of classic colour works, and this is all anchors, which I'll just select by colour rather than by number. So I found one lost grasshopper which belongs in my ink circles bad neighbourhood. Don't know how he ended up where he ended up. And I found, and has reminded me, I made a mistake in March. My cinnamon, my Gentle Arts cinnamon, which is Sarah the Stitching Mommy's temperature tree, is stalled in March. I have to do it. I've got to finish it. Cinnamon, I picked this as a nice as a nice brown. Turns out her rather elderly cat is called Cinnamon, so that was my happy serendipity, a happy accident, was to stitch the right colour for the tree accidentally. So I found that, so I've got to go back to that tree. I did a branch and a half wrong and I started stitching leaves. It wasn't until I stitched the leaves on the branch that I realised how wrong it was, and basically went, and it went into timeout, but it went into timeout rapidly. It's come out once, I threatened to fix it, and I restitched the branches and stopped. So I need to pick it up. I think it's sort of March or April at the latest. I've got all the temperatures. I made another little mistake because I used the mean temperature for the village where we do everything in, which is about the nearest, without getting a little weather station for here. I should have either picked the highs or the lows, because all my temperatures, because if you get a very hot, you know, if it goes really warm, it also goes really cold at night, so the average temperatures don't vary very much. So it's basically going to be a pretty green tree, but there we go. Anyway, that's what I found, and I am reasonably tidy now. And I also found, oh, I'm trying not to crinkle this. This is the crinkliest bag in the world, bar none ever. These are some of the flosses of Night Walked Down, which is one I have not shown for a very long time and I really must get on with. And these are gorgeous silks. Some are shiny and some are matte, but honestly they feel all amazing. That belong to my grandma, and they're all beautifully plaited up. Look, they've been plaited up by either my mum or my grandma, and I pinched them. I will return them when I've finished making a mess of them and using odd bits. So what I was doing was pulling colours for Merry and Minty, and here's my colour palette, and yeah, I'm going to start it. Might not start it right now today, but I will start it. So what have I done since yesterday? Last night oh, that crinkly bag. Last night I did indeed put the snowflakes on my patchwork deer, and they are indeed beads. There, can you see them? So there they are. A couple of them might be a stitch or two in the wrong place, but hey, nearly done. Done a bit more of the white here, and then I've just got this little bit of foliage, and there's two of these there and there, and then the bird's got another little bit on the bird. I've done the white in his tail. Can you see he's got the little white tuft on the back of his tail, and I also put two tiny stitches just to give him a bit of an eyeball. So we're getting there quite quickly with him, so I'm really pleased with him. And I've just stitched, because I felt I needed to before I did my video, my 12. I also put the inside border of this, and then did the inside border of this while I was watching Brenda's house tour. She's got a lot of stitching in her house, hasn't she? So number 12 is a bow and 2 hearts, and the back of the one looks funky because it should have another line of stitching, but that would have made it touch the 2, so that's what it is. So there's the 12, all done. We're halfway to Christmas, still not decorated, and I'm working tomorrow, so I don't know if we'll get decorated tomorrow, but the stuff is coming out of the loft at least tomorrow. I'm just looking around. I've got my usual stuff scattered. So this morning when I got up, my alarm went off at normal time, and I didn't have to leave for work until 8:20. So normal time alarm for me is 6:45. So I got a few bits of stitching done. A little bit more progress here. You can see it's filling in further up here, and there's another. I put this colour across here. It goes on wherever the stitches went up there, and then I filled up a bit more of the stitching here as well. So that was probably 4 or 5 strands, you know, of of the 2 strands on there. My Kingdom of Books, marvellous, absolutely loving it. It's going to be amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm enjoying every stitch of that, but I just don't have a lot of time. I've got one more heavy week, and then the most it's going to be is the weekends over Christmas. But I've got one more heavy week of basically every day but Thursday, because I'm furloughed Thursday, and I'll get my afternoons during the week, so we'll be fine. And there's only one more week and then everything breaks up. So what I have done is, oh, there's actually 2 needles on that. I have pulled my Lakeside Bands of Variation. I mentioned it yesterday and I had basically forgotten I was doing it. So here is the Lakeside Needlecraft. It's one of their own patterns, Bands of Variation sampler, and for reasons I'm not 100% sure of, because for me I should be doing this one, what I'm actually doing is this one. That's the same pattern in 4 different colourways, and I bought the DMC Variation colour pack. As you can see, they're all beautiful, my colours, but I don't know why I'm not doing the rainbow one. I think that's what gave me the idea for Sansui. I think something in my mind was saying do it as a rainbow, do it as a colour change rainbow. I think it might have been that originally jogged me, but why am I not stitching the band's variation in it? So basically each band you colour change through, and I bought a long skinny piece of this, it's quite a dark grey, it's like a medium grey, and it's definitely linen. I guess and say it's 32 count. It's 28 or 32. It's no smaller than that. And here is where I've got to. Now, the first words, see, I've never been very good with the words. Only recently have I felt sort of brave enough. They never sort of speak to me. The words here say, make each day your masterpiece, which for me is a bit flowery, a bit fluty. So what I put in is what I've spent all my last 15-14 years yelling up the stairs to my children, and it's a phrase we all use all the time, and it is no fighting, no biting. So I stitched it on the sampler because it's going to go on our walls here anyway. No fighting, no biting. Maddie, my big girl, was a biter. She was a biter. I'm not a biter anymore, but no fighting, no biting. So that's what I've stitched on it. And I know it's ridiculous, but it's for me in my house. It'll remind me of my little kiddies. That's surely what this is all about. Sorry, I'm just putting my little piece of pattern back on there. So that's done. I'm going to have to put a little bit of border each side because obviously it fits tighter than the words that were charted. But I'll just make something up. I've just lost a magnet, never mind, stick it on there. It'll turn up stuck to something, probably a pair of scissors at some point. Found a needle and a pair of scissors in the bed, there it is. Found a needle and a pair of scissors in the bed yesterday. There we go, now look, they're all just piled up randomly now. So there's that, so there's my bands of variation. Now, how many whips have I got? Yes, an awful lot, and planning more and more and more. I don't actually know, I haven't actually counted. I would say between 25 and 35, conservatively. Possibly more. We'll find out. We'll find out. Between Christmas and New Year, I'm planning to do a few videos. The end of year wrap up whip parade will be one of them. No. I've been sucking the sweetie, and I thought I just swallowed it, but I haven't. It still felt like I'd swallowed it. And you know when you get cheated out of the last little bit of something that you're eating because you swallow it before you're ready? But I didn't. I've still got it. Sorry if it's making clicking noises. Okay. Bands variation. Shown you that. shown you that, shown you the Merry and Minty colours. I know what I'm going to stitch it on, depending on how quickly it stitches up, because it is 60 by 80. It's tiny, and it's not the tree is full. The tree is full and the Santa's full, but other than that, it's just little bits. So we'll see how hard the stitching is. If it's not terribly hard work, I might do it again and put it as a Christmas card, either for my parents or something. We'll see. So there's that. Already at 15 minutes and I'm still talking nonsense. Trying to see what I've got here that I've put out to show you. So pleased with my floss box, honestly. It's a bit of a funny video. It's mostly just me going, oh, trying to undo the floss bath, which is completely undone. I have some bits in the bin bag. Here is the floss bag of doom. I cut it the top off it so I could get to the stuff easier. So there's the top of the bag. That's what I found that's going in the bin. That's what I decided was non-usable. So really not very much, because I tend to keep everything. So as bin bags go, the little organza bag is completely knackered. The top had all come off it, so that can go in the bin. Yeah, so that's my stitching. I want to start Merry and Minty. I think that's it. We need to draw for box 6. We've got some jip going on downstairs. Robin shouting at either Flora or Austin or both. I'm not sure. I think he's had a testy day. Oh dear. The struggles of being the stay-at-home parent. I did it for 14, 15 years. I was the parent on duty. For a couple of years we were both around because I was working from home and Robin was working from home. And now I work and he stays home. So this little box of goodies here is for this pretty needle minder. And the bits I showed you yesterday. So a little comment down today. Anyone who commented yesterday or commented up until about 5 minutes before I started this video is in the drawer. Let me pull up my... I tell you what, using this every other day to do a random selector is not a good use of this tablet, is it? Because that is literally all I use it for. Let's get random org. I'm going between 1 and 57 today, so a few less. I'm watching all the Flossmases, I'm watching all the big ones, and everybody's saying what a boom year it is and how they've got so many new people. Michelle Bendy Stitchy's just explained to us what WIPs are and all our acronyms and everything, which she only does when she's had a huge new amount of subscribers. She does it every now and again, you know, when her subscriber numbers peak again. So, yeah. Here I am in my quiet little corner, and the people who comment, there's about 30 of you that are commenting consistently. You're brilliant, love you, thank you so much, absolutely amazing. You're more than enough for me, honest. Right, so 1 and 57, generate. It's picked 54. So from, up to 57, look, it's picked number 54. And number 54 is Eunice Holt. I will put your name in front of my black jumper. Eunice, if you have a go at emailing me, we know, I do remember your name, Debbie. Debbie and I have had a bit of an issue with my Gmail. She got me on Instagram. Debbie's box will be on the way on Monday. Like I said, Debbie, it's sitting, I can see it's just there, it's sitting waiting for you. I'll get that into the post on Monday for you. Bloody emails. They've just gone into the thin air. But my Google, everything has changed, and I've had to log back into everything. Anything even loosely linked to Google, even YouTube, which I obviously yum on all the time, everything had to be relogged into and even messages, Messenger, all of it I had to log back into. And it's all slightly changed its design, and we will now do this, this and this and this unless you turn this off. And I'm like, yes, turn that off. And no, I don't want you to access everything in my entire universe, even though they do and they can. Bit of a stress, actually. I was just like, my phone just didn't look like my phone this morning after taking some enormous upgrade dump in the night. Oh, I'm just like, really? Really? Anyway, Eunice, please ping me. If you can't, if I don't reply to your email quite quickly, ping me on Instagram, okay? Because one way or another we get in touch, and I can get your box into the post for you. So well done. There will be another dip tomorrow, and it'll be for box number 7. And Christmas Eve is box 12, so we are getting on, and I'm going to have to start wrapping up Christmas presents soon, and I haven't started wrapping them up. Oh, I tell you what, because I wasn't busy at work today, I didn't do a bad thing. Not all for me. But you sit there with your phone, you stand there, didn't sit down, with your phone in your hand. And I suddenly realised that it's getting a bit close to Christmas. So I bought the ink circles pattern for my mum. The fabric I've already got. I then looked up, obviously downloaded it, looked up the threads, wrote down all the threads, went on to Lakeside, picked all the threads. There were 4 thread works in the pattern, of which they had 1 in stock, but I picked a dinky dye instead, I think. I'll show you them when they arrive, because my mum won't be watching these ever. But Puria Purple and Emerald are 2 of the colours in the pattern. There's a row of thistles along the bottom. I have brand new skeins of both, but I didn't know that until I dipped into my floss bag of doom earlier on. So never mind, my mum's going to get those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make her a project bag. I'm going to print out the pattern for her, because she'll work off a paper pattern. I'll cut the fabric to size, I'll zigzag the edges neatly so it's ready to go. I'll give her a Christmassy needle minder, and I'll get Robin to make a thread drop for her, you know, a really rustic but super smooth, lovely tactile thread drop for her. So it should be a really nice present, and she's going to look at it and she's going to go, it's really pretty, but couldn't you have stitched it for me? And I'll be like, no, you have to do it yourself. And she'll be like, I've got 11 billion projects. She's like me, but she only has 1 of each type of project. She'll have knitting, she'll have an embroidery, she'll have a cross stitch, you know, she'll have a patchwork quilt going, English paper piece. To us, it's to me and my mum, and I suppose English people, we just call it patchwork, but it's English paper piecing that we do. She'll have 1 of those going on. She might be making an item of clothing, you know, she'll be knitting a toy, she'll be knitting a garment. But she'll be like, that's a big cross stitch, because it's a big pattern, but it's so pretty, and it's right up her street because it's all Celtic-y ones. I'm just going to say hang on while I look it up, but I can't because it's on my phone, and I'm not going to spend 5 minutes scrolling through my tablet to find it on the website. But it's really nice. It is right up her street. And I also finally ordered the 20 count Ada from, I got it from eBay, metre by 1.20 m, because I need 116 by 96, I think. That's with a border, so it's going to be a bit over, but I've got my fabric coming for the Better to See You with. Now I'm at 24 minutes so I have spectacularly failed again to get it all done in time, to get it done, not done in time, to get it down to a shorter video. So this is what you get from me. This is maybe because I'm talking, because I'm assuming most people are sewing, stitching while you're listening to me, and you're listening to me, so I'm not constantly showing you I got this, and 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 I got this. I'm just talking to you like I'd just talk to you if you were sitting with me. The only difference is I'm not stitching so that I can look up and see what's going on. Probably do a stitch with me at some point, but I'll just prattle on like I prattle on anyway, except I'll get to sew too. Okay, righto guys, I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, I'm at work tomorrow again, so it's going to be, it won't be late, it won't be like this tonight where I'm halves, because the box is sorted. My floss box is done. And I found this, I've had this forever. It used to have a handle. I think I was planning it as a craft box or something for one of my kids, and it's just, it's been kicked about a bit. It's, you know, it was only cheapy, but I've never filled it with anything, so I thought, well, why not put some, you know, at least my nice weeks and things in. So there's that, as I drop it. Anyway, so there is that video, which I'll put up. I don't know whether to put it up now in amongst Flossmas or whether to wait until Boxing Day and show it you on Boxing Day. I don't know, but it's only me sorting out a heck of a mess, actually. Gosh, it was bad. It was such a mess, but it's done, and I can still see piles of floss everywhere. But at least now I've got somewhere distinct I can stash it. The DMC goes in the DMC box, the anchor goes in that box, and all the rest of the random stuff, at least it's organised into distinct packets now. So if I need to grab something quick, I can. Right guys, I shall see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. I am keeping track of who is commenting every day. Please do so. I haven't done. Sorry, yesterday I showed the card, but I didn't say I was doing it. So I've moved them. They were in that. I'm going to have to put them back where they were, because now I'm in a kerfuddle. I didn't say I was holding it up, and it's at 8 minutes 45 if you missed yesterday's, because I checked back for Dawn because she was like, I didn't see it, and I'm like, so I rolled it back to check that I'd actually held it up, and I just held it up. I didn't say here's today's. Here is today's. So pop this on your code. There we go. Ooh, I've suddenly randomly got 2 squares turn up on my screen. Sorry, that disorientated me because I'm clearly a bit tired. It's 10:15 now. Oh, I've not got much time to stitch because I've been very busy tidying up my floss box. But I'm really, you know what? I feel kind of pleased I've done it. So that's the 12th. That's the one for the 12th. Add that to your list, and we keep on trucking. Yes. So tomorrow I'm going to, I'm starting Mary and Minty. You know what? I'm just going to start it because I want to. I've loaded it into Pattern Keeper and everything. It's tiny, and I'm going to see if I can get a little, I might not finish the white, but I think I'm going to have a go at getting these flowery things done on the sides here, because then it'll just be the white to get done. But doing it dark at night's not brilliant. Actually, I found it easiest doing it in the car. But I'm really happy with my beads. It's the first time I've put beads on something. There we go. Oh, sounds like somebody's choked on a cup of tea or something. There we go. Love it. Oh, and I did I hadn't finished the letters yesterday, had I? So I've done those too. Anyway, righto guys. We're at half an hour. No change there then. I shall see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye.